to, this will just take a few minutes, but we are going to introduce each of the schools, please, to come forward. And we will do this in team number order. And firstly, we're going to go with the development class, and I'd like to invite the team from Awaken from Blue Mountains Grammar School, please, to come forward. Have a look at them. Magnificent. People have gone to a lot of effort tonight, and even the teams are all dressed just like F1 teams, aren't they, as well? They're all dressed up magnificently for tonight. Very, very smart. Well done. And smile for the camera. Well done, guys. Thank you very much. Next up, we'd like to welcome Team Unity from Penrith Christian School, please. That's the way, put it around. Very good, well done. Congratulations. And next up, we congratulate and welcome to the stage, please, the team from Scorist Racing from Rutherford Technology High School. Now, we are live streaming tonight too, so I will take this opportunity to welcome, no doubt, lots of family and friends watching from all around Australia tonight as well. That would be very proud, so it's great that we're able to bring this to them as well. And they were part of the racing all week. We did live stream the racing through the YouTube channel as well, which is fantastic. Well done, thank you. Next, we're going to head to the Gold Coast Christian College, and welcome the team from Saw Racing. Congratulations, guys. And also from representing Gold Coast Christian College this year is the team from Magma Racing. Next up, we congratulate the team from Nitrogen 4 from Mackay Christian College. Well done. Now, moving on, Mackay North State High School. We're represented by Racing Green. Oh, they've got their cap. Fantastic. I'm so pleased they brought their hats. These guys have looked absolutely sensational all week. Look at the outfits. Magnificent. Well done. Congratulations to Racing Green. Next up, we move to South Australia, and the first team from Adelaide High School is Equinox. Thank you, guys. Well done. And also representing Adelaide High School in the development class is the team from Excalibur. Congratulations, well done. Next up, the team from Aspect Racing from Modbury High School. Congratulations, guys. Now, we head down to my territory, Tasmania. Up next, in fact, my old high school, Riverside High School, in motion. Well done. Congratulations, girls. Well done. And also representing Riverside High, 5 Elements. Well done, guys. Congratulations. Now we move on to the team of Momentum from Albert Park College. Well done to Team Momentum. And we now move on to Tachyon Racing, representing Melbourne Grammar School. Looking very sharp. Well done, boys. As we get towards the end of development class, our next team to congratulate is Team Sado from Trinity Grammar School in Kew. Now, unfortunately, we'll keep the applause going, so I believe they may be watching, but they're unable to be here tonight. So well done to them. So next up, it is Team Spark from Newton Moore Senior High School. Congratulations to Team Spark. And our last team in development class this year is Power Curve from Newton Moore Senior High School. Tell you what, every team is going to have some sensational photos from their teams up here on stage. Look at them. Congratulations, Team Power Curve. So time now to move on to our junior professional class, and firstly, from Cessnock High School, it is Team Culturale. Congratulations to Team Culturale. Next up from Westminster School is Epiphany. Well done, team. Congratulations. Next up, it is Red Sprites Racing from Kings Meadows High School down in Launceston. Well done. Now our next ones. This was terrific to see. It was a joint effort here from Tasman 6, and they were named Tasman 6 because they're representing Brighton Grammar School and also St Kentigern College in New Zealand. So fantastic to have them here as well. So congratulations. Well done. Congratulations. Now, I've probably utterly confused the ladies because I've actually just realised that I skipped. I did, yes, nod of the head. I did skip a little bit too far. Thankfully, I've even got, can't even blame I haven't got my glasses on. So, apologies. But I'll now invite, please, the team from Conquest Racing from Alamanda K9 College, please, to come forward. Congratulations to Conquest Racing. Now, our next team are also unfortunately unable to be with us here at Huntingdale tonight, but we'll keep the applause going because I believe they are also watching, and that is Team Hydron from Trinity Grammar School in Kew. Next up, it is Team Nexus representing Wesley College. Congratulations, Team Nexus. We now move on to our professional class senior category, and firstly we'll invite forward Team Velocity from St Francis Xavier College. Congratulations, Team Velocity. Next up is Team Edge Performance, representing Magdalene Catholic College. Well done, Edge. And representing Pacific Hills Christian School is Frontier Racing. And I believe they're unable to be here this evening as well, but please can we give them a round of applause. So we now move on to Brisbane State High, and that is Team Tachyon, who are also not represented here tonight. So well done to them as well. Now we've got a few to go, and we're going, sticking with Queensland, to Gold Coast Christian College, Dark Matter. Congratulations. And also representing Gold Coast Christian College this year in Professional Class Senior is Vivacity Racing. Well done. Plenty of strong showing from the Gold Coast here this week. And representing Mackay North State High School is Team Endeavour. Well done, Team Endeavour. And next up, Charles Campbell College is Tachyonic Racing. Not here either, so congratulations to them. Now, just 4 to go. Next up is Team Ingenuity from Queechee High School down in Tassie. Well done, team. And now, Team Peregrine representing Alamanda Canine College. Here they come. Thought we lost them for a minute. Congratulations. Now, representing Balga Senior High School is the team Trimentum. Well done, Team Trimentum. Now, last but absolutely not least, please congratulate Team Nebula from Wesley College. Congratulations, well done, Team Nebula, and congratulations to all 36 of our teams taking part in this year's National F1 in Schools final. It is obviously fantastic to be back here in Melbourne for the second consecutive year as well. We had tremendous support from Bosch Australia, unfortunately unable to be here tonight, but an absolutely wonderful facility, and they have the work that's gone on behind the scenes. A lot of you may not be aware of, but for this to happen in the environment that we've got at the moment, it was a fantastic team effort, and we must thank Bosch Australia very, very much. They had some amazing tours for our students that they were able to see what is going on here at the moment as well. So, brilliant. Now, yes, very good, you're at. Thank you. Okay, so we'll have a little bit of a break from clapping, because what we do like to do is, obviously everyone is in different presentations, different judging going on, so you don't get to see everything that happens over the days of competition. So we've got a little video presentation with some highlights, and we'll get you to cast your eyes to our two screens and enjoy this for the next few moments. How about that? Fantastic highlights, and tell you what, the music went down well too, because I've seen a bit of toe tapping going on. I think, young Joe, I've seen you almost got up and stood up and clapped, and some of our older ones as well. But can we give a round of applause? We've got a big production team here, and they did an amazing job, and Mike Myers as well, putting all that together. Now, to continue on, we are going to now invite a very special person to come forward and welcome you all here, because let me tell you, without him, this would not happen and wouldn't have begun. The contribution that this gentleman has made to the industry and to ensure that our children have got the ability to be able to take part in something like this and explore the opportunities to build a career in something that is so vitally important. Takes an enormous amount of courage to do as well. And as I said, his contribution here, and have a look in the room that we've got here tonight from when this began. He's the Executive Chairman, the founder of Re-Engineering Australia Foundation. Would you please welcome Dr. Michael Myers, OAM.
Good evening. I have a couple of audiences I'm going to speak to, so I'll respond in a number of different ways. Tim Richardson, Myung Hang Tak, I hope I've said that right. Richard Hopkins, Andrew Denford, our special guests and our students. First thing I have to do is thank a couple of people, and one, I'll start with the students, because I think you've been absolutely wonderful role models for us adults to follow. You've done an absolutely fantastic job, and you should be very proud of everything that you've done. You've been absolutely wonderful to be around. It's always a pleasure, and when I sit and see the video, the hair on the back of my neck stands up with honour and respect for what you've done. So you should be very proud of yourselves. For our special guests down here, just to give you a bit of background, we started the process 21 years ago. These students are just the cream of the 13,000 kids that participated in F1 schools this year. I think by the end of the year we will have passed 1 million students that have been through this process, and an awful lot of them come back to help us, and all of the team that's making things work in the background are all ex-students, and I think once you get a bit of injection of F1 in your blood, you can't help yourself. The program keeps growing. We certainly get girls are nearly caught up to the boys. Hopefully the boys will stay in front, because in subsequent schools the boys outnumber the girls. Sorry, the girls outnumber the boys 4-1. So we need to keep the boys coming. So we're certainly launching in New Zealand now. I just had a phone call a minute ago from the Northern Territory, so we're going to hopefully launch hubs in Darwin and Alice Springs in the next, depending on a virus, very shortly, when we can get back up there. So I think all of those things are going really well. We couldn't pull this together without a lot of people, so I'm going to firstly thank all of the team, and while they all do know who they are, I think we work as a float organisation. We run around like chooks, paddling under the water a lot to make things happen. The end game for all of us is to make you guys feel special and to have a great time, and hopefully we do that. Without Deborah and Fady and Brett and Joe, our onboard team, if I call them that, and Tony, I should remember Tony, I'll get into trouble. It's my wife. Certainly Warren Smith from ADFA, who organises all the judges and does an absolutely fantastic job, and John Schroeder, who does all of the audio visuals and everything else in the background. Again, an ex-student who's just taken on, and his business himself has grown dramatically. So I thank them all. It's not a one-man band, it's a whole lot of band, and we can't do it without all the students putting a lot of effort into it, and I appreciate you and the teachers who I'm sure we cause a lot of stress to. That's Deborah's fault, not mine. I have to say that we live in changing times, and I think we need to see sometimes past the hysteria or the pressure of environments that are taking place to make decisions about what we do in life. And I think in the last few days there's been lots of hysteria about things, and I'm not sure whether that's good or bad or indifferent, but certainly over the last 3 days, all of these students have had to go through a lot of problem solving, a lot of decision-making processes. They've had to deal with some failures and some things at work and all that kind of stuff. And if we just benchmark the last couple of days, guys, if you think about it, for all of us grown-ups, we've had to deal with 2 things. A huge problem that's needed a lot of communication. And I'm keen for education departments to understand that the most important parts of education, or the foundation of education, should be based on analytical problem solving and communication, because they run right through everything that we do from the moment we first go to school to when they put us in a box, if I use that term. We are always learning and we're how to communicate, and we're always learning how to solve problems. And in a sense, that's the focus. And these students here have been doing that for the last 12 months to get themselves here. It's only upon top of those that you put other subjects. And I'm not a fan of things like ATAR. It doesn't really show the value of what these students can turn out. And we are looking at some of the best students in the country. So I think if we can, unfortunately education departments are big and they are large things, but underneath I think we've got to start looking at what kids can solve, because I think all these kids now could go out and solve the problems that us adults have had to deal with in the last few days. We've been training them to do that. The students from a perspective, and I'll talk to the students if you don't mind, adults. What we've been trying to do is we've pushed you really hard. I mean, it has been tough, and you have gone up and down in your emotions in the process. But what we're trying to do with all of these activities is prepare you for the big world. So that when you go into the big world, nothing's a problem. You can handle failure, you can handle success, and you know how to pull it together. So underlying, that's what we've been trying to do. And all I've seen is those things happening in the last few days. And I think we're all very proud of that process. So our request of you is that you take the skills that you've learned, not the maths or the whatever, but the problem solving and the communication capacity and the ability to take on a problem and deal with failure and take on the world. And as we've always say, do that because no one said you couldn't. If you have that attitude to life, you will win. And I'm sure all the adults would agree that it's your capacity to communicate and work with people and solve problems will get you wherever you want in life. Not an ATAR, but that's a personal belief from me. That's probably coming from a dyslexic engineer who still can't read and write properly. I think you guys have the capacity to do really well. Whatever happens tonight, this is not the end game, this is the start point. So don't think this is if you win or lose or where you come, has got nothing to do with life. We are in a long game, and this is where you learn skills that will make you better than everyone in the world. So good luck for the rest of the night. I wish you all well, and I will ask you that if you can, everyone can put their hands together for all of those people in the background that do the work. And I think not only our team, but I think your teachers and your principals that allow you to come here and do all of this. And I hope you've all had a good time, because I've certainly had, and we've been working hard, but we've enjoyed it. So good luck for the rest of the night.
Thank you very much, Michael. Very well spoken and wonderful words of wisdom as always, and great contribution continue to make to the industry. Now, we are very fortunate here in Australia. We have some wonderful people that are giving back and contributing to the future that we have here to my right. And one of those is Associate Professor Warren Smith. He's from the University of New South Wales in Canberra. He's overseen a huge team of judges who've done all an amazing job. And he is the Chief Judge, and I'm going to get Warren to come forward and say a few words. Please welcome Associate Professor Warren Smith.
Thanks very much, Rick, for the opportunity to say a few words, and I'd like to echo some of those comments that Mike and Rick have shared. Firstly, congratulations to all of the teams and the schools that have put you on this journey to get to this point, but reiterating what Mike has said, this is the start, and as an academic, as an educator myself, I can't stress enough that you should be taking on an attitude of lifelong learning. I certainly count it a privilege myself to have been involved with REA since 2006. Some of you, the younger ones, perhaps weren't born at that point. I've seen REA activities from many angles and over many years, and for some of you, I've seen the same teachers, perhaps not the same students, but I've seen the students multiple years as well. Over that time. But again, while some thanks have been given to the judges from Rick, from Mike, it would be certainly remiss of me not to stand up here and explicitly address what the judges have done. And while teams compete and are supported by the teachers, the parents, the friends, the sponsors to get to an event like this, the competition needs judges, referees if you like, to measure performance, uphold the rules, and uphold the integrity of the competition. We work extraordinarily hard over the last few days in particular to ensure absolute fairness is reflected in the competition, and it is reflected in how many people have been engaged in this process. The passion for this competition, not only in the students and the schools, but in the judges that have stepped forward and have been blown away by what you as teams have produced, is quite remarkable. But in particular, there's a subset of people who I've worked with over a long time. I want to acknowledge Peter Brown in particular, who with Deborah Maloney from REA and Brett Seisland from REA and myself have worked significantly to improve the competition rule set and the way we conduct events like the one we've just experienced, which I think you'd have to agree has been outstanding. There are things that were outside our control, but what we have managed to deal with that was in our control with the support of an organisation like Bosch, again, has been wonderful. So Peter Brown has stood as a chair of judges at many of the state and national finals in the past. So while I'm up here speaking, I'm speaking on behalf of Peter as well. And it's been a great team effort. At this event in particular, the lead judges that have supported me were Peter Brown, David Pulfreman, Peter Harper and Joseph Denford. Thank you to them and the unnamed list of 50 plus judges, scrutineers that have made my job comparatively easy over the week. Many judges have filled these roles as volunteers, giving of their time. They're professionals from many places in industry, in academia, in business. And I'd like all of the judges that are in the room representing the team of over 50 people that have supported this event to stand, please. All the judges stand. Don't be bashful. Indeed, I was going to ask for that applause, but I'm thankful that you gave it without me having to ask for it. Many of these judges have said they've enjoyed the experience, as I said, that have been blown away by what they've seen, what they've heard, and hopefully the warm, fuzzy feeling that we get in our own chest thinking about the future of Australia and potentially the world and the impact you can have on it. So thank you to my judging panel. I trust that you will come back again. We're always looking for judges. But I also ask you to be evangelists for this program, to go out and spread the word, because so many people, I think, don't understand what this is until you've seen it. And as judges, you've been in the key seat to actually see and interface and interact with the students that are going to drive our future. Thank you very much for your contribution. It is greatly appreciated.
Thank you very much, Warren. All right. Pretty hard to not be distracted by the view out that you're looking at out there, the magnificent Huntingdale Golf Club here, but it is time to start our awards presentation and to commence. Well, these guys are a wonderful supporter of our event every year at the F1 in Schools National Finals, and I'm going to invite our first presenter to come forward to say a few words and then assist with the presentations of our first awards. Would you please welcome the Marketing Manager of Visual Connections, Robin Frampton.
Well, thanks, Rick, and it's a great pleasure to be here. It's been an absolute delight to be here as a judge for the last couple of days. These are amazing young people. It's been a pleasure to meet all of you. I've been blown away by your achievements, but also really impressed by the level of collaboration and cooperation and communication, your willingness to learn, and that's a great thing, and those skills will be every bit as important to you in your future careers as the skills that we like to think about when we're thinking about this competition. So that's been fantastic. As Rick said, I'm here on behalf of Visual Connections. For those of you who don't know, and that's probably most of you, Visual Connections represents the suppliers to the print, sign, display, label and packaging industries. Now, you might wonder why an organisation like Visual Connections would be involved with a competition like this. Well, you may or may not know that this sector is now the largest manufacturing sector in Australia. That means we employ a lot of people, but it also means that we have a huge investment and a huge need for people like yourselves. There's an enormous amount of R&D that goes into everything from ink formulations and media to technologies and innovations, equipment and systems. We need STEM students to come into our industry as into a whole lot of other industries. So I would say to you, look for opportunities. There are opportunities where you probably don't even see them. You probably haven't thought too much about our industry. We hide in plain sight. And this week you've seen the ability of print to help you communicate your ideas, to sell your ideas and to sell your products. We stand behind a whole lot of different areas and areas that you probably haven't even thought of, from the lanyards around your neck to the printed electronics that are going to be so important in everything from intelligent packaging to wearable technologies. So congratulations to you all. We're delighted and very proud to be involved with this program, and now let the presentations begin.
Thank you very much, Robin. And we're going to get Robin to help with the first of our presentations here, so we'll get it to stay with us momentarily. But our first one is the Best Graphic Design Development class. And congratulations goes to Aspect Racing from Modbury High School in South Australia. Well done to Team Aspect Racing from South Australia. And our Best Graphic Design in Professional class has been taken out this year by Hydron from Trinity Grammar School in Kew, who unfortunately are unable to be here tonight. But well done to Team Hydron, because I know that they are watching. So we will move on to the Best Team Portfolio next, firstly in Development class. And this has been taken out by In Motion from Riverside High School. Well done, Riverside. And the best team portfolio in professional class for this year has been taken out by Peregrine from Alamanda Canine College here in Victoria. Heavy-ish trophy, don't drop that for goodness sake. Congratulations, Team Peregrine, here in Victoria. Now, a couple of more presentations here with Robin. Our next area is the best team trade display for development class, firstly, and that is to Team Sado from Trinity Grammar School in Kew, who are unfortunately not with us here this evening. I mean, the trade display, seriously, I think as we've heard and you've probably seen with the video presentation, were just absolutely mind-blowing that we've seen here. The technology and the graphic design and everything that's gone into it was amazing. So the best team trade display for our professional class for this year, from Wesley College in Western Australia, Team Nebula. Well done, Team Nebula. And thank you also, Robin. Thank you for your wonderful support this year. All right, we said at the outset in the introduction, we've got had some amazing guests come down and support our event this year. And this man, certainly indeed, everyone's enjoyed his company this week. He's been a wonderful visitor, very passionate about the industry as well. And he is the founder and also the chair of F1 in the UK. As I said, we're very pleased to have him here and to say a few words and then help with some presentations as well. Please welcome from the UK, Andrew Denford.
Good evening, everybody. Can I just say thank you for making me feel so welcome, myself and Joseph and Lauren, over the last 3 days. I've just got about over the jet lag. 2 early mornings, and I made it through till about 5:30 this morning. But I've really enjoyed myself. But I'd just like to say I've been to many regional finals over the last 20 years, many national finals, but this one is right up there, without a doubt. The quality of everything that's gone on with Re-Engineering Australia does take some beating, and I think they put on a tremendous show. The attention to detail, Deborah, hats off to you for everything that you've done, but to Mick and all the team, I know you've done it before, but can we give them all a big round of applause, please? And I think the students, just getting around those displays, I think I said at the beginning that it was like a World Finals 5 or 6 years ago. It really is right up there. The quality of everything that you've done is to be admired. I think you should all just stand up and let the adults give you a big round of applause. Could you all stand up, please? Take a bow. Thank you very much indeed. Well done. Super. And I know whoever wins this evening will put on a good show at the World Finals, whatever that may be, depending on the current climate. And but we do have a lot in the international community to thank Australia for. I'm saying this between gritted teeth, that you've actually won 6 World Champions titles. Now, that doesn't sound from a poem that it goes down that well, but from my point of view, it really does, because without what Re-Engineering have done and what the students have done over the last 15 years would not have allowed us to raise the bar of this competition to the height that it's got. Every year it gets better and better. And teams do come up from around the world and say, you know, what can we do about these Australians? Can you change the rules? Can you do something slightly different to make sure they stop winning? And the answer is no, go back and work hard, or work out how they're doing it and how you can compete. And of course, you know, you can see you've had a few, you got a hat-trick there back in 11, 12, 13, and we stopped this one over the last year with the UK winning the last World Finals. And it is just exactly that, you know, your quality and the work that you put in has allowed the rest of the world to up their game, and the quality of students now coming out of F1 in schools has been respected and admired by the Formula One teams. You don't get Williams coming along and picking our best world final students if we're not producing the best talent anywhere in the world in STEM education. So we're really proud of Australia, really proud of all you guys. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to seeing who's going to win this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Andrew, and good to see you don't mind Aussies winning, because we'll be gunning to try and beat the Poms at the next World Finals, as you said, wherever that may be. But we're going to get Andrew to help us with the next presentations that we've got. And firstly, our next one is for the best team marketing in development class, and that is Sado from Trinity Grammar School in Kew, who are unfortunately not with us, but well done to them. Now, in professional class, the winner for this year's Best Team Marketing is Nebula from Wesley College in WA. They're up again. Looks heavy, Andrew. Well done, guys, Team Nebula. Now, our best verbal presentation is our next segment, and that in development class has been taken out, going to Tasmania, In Motion from Riverside High School. Well done, Riverside High. Makes me wish, Andrew, that when I was at Riverside High, when I finished back in 1986, I wish we had F1 in schools back then. Jeez, well done. Guys,
You wouldn't have won.
no, I wouldn't have. Absolutely. You're right there. Good mind reader. Good mind reader. Right. Best verbal presentation in professional class now. This also goes to Tasmania. Red Sprites Racing from Kingsmeadows High School. Well done, Team Tassie, and please keep the applause going, and thank Andrew Denford as well for being our special guest here. Well done. All right, now a couple more people to introduce and welcome to the stage tonight as well, and we're very pleased to have them here with us tonight, and I'd like you to please welcome the Australian Institute Project Management, Ryan Chaffee, and also Dylan Hesselberg to come forward. And we'll hear from Dylan, and then we'll also present some awards as well.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Rick. It is an absolute honour to be here tonight. I've participated in this competition in the capacity of a judge in previous years, and it's absolutely fantastic to see some of the same faces. You're a lot taller than when I saw you last, and a lot more mature looking, but you're still here. Well done. I'm here tonight in the capacity as Vice President for the Victorian chapter of the Australian Institute of Project Management. the Australian Institute of Project Management, or the AIPM, is Australia's largest, longest-serving premier body in project management. We have a membership base in the order of 9,000 people nationwide, and we're recognised by Australian business, industry and government as being the key developer, promoter and leader in project management professionalism. Now, as an organisation, at the core of our vision is to be a world authority in project management practice and project management competency. And so one of our strategic actions to achieve that is the promotion and the communication of the importance, the relevance and the benefits of project management, both within the industry currently as well as the next generation. And it's in that fashion that we have become involved in this competition, and very, very proudly so. I won't necessarily echo the sentiments of all those who have spoken before me, but needless to say, what an achievement. You ought to be very, very proud of yourselves. Michael Myers actually hit the nail on the head in his address when he said that we're living in changing times, and without delving into the whys and the wherefores, certainly we are living in times that are changing, and very rapidly so. And at the risk of speculating, I think it's going to require our future leaders in industry to step up to the plate with all the resilience, all the innovation and all the agility in the world. You are that next generation of future leaders of industry. So I congratulate you once again, and I thank you in advance for the potential significant contribution that you will make to industry and Australia.
Very well said. Thank you, Dylan. And Ryan and Dylan are going to assist now with our next batch of awards that we are going to present. And firstly, this is for the classification of Best Managed Enterprise. And in development class, this award has been taken out by 5 Elements from Riverside High School in Tasmania. Congratulations, team. Tassie going very nicely here in the early stages. Now, got to be neutral. Best Managed Enterprise in Professional class we move on to now. And this is heading to Queensland Team Vivacity from the Gold Coast Christian College. Congratulations. Well done to Team Vivacity, representing Queensland. And now we go on to Outstanding Industry Collaboration. Development class, first of all, and this award goes to Momentum from Albert Park College in Victoria. Well done to Albert Park College, Team Momentum. And in professional class for Outstanding Industry Collaboration for 2020, that goes to Culturale from Cessnock High School in New South Wales. Have a look at the trophy. Girls will be taking this big one back. How good does that look? Well done, team. And please could you thank Ryan and Dylan as well for being with us and for your support this year as well. Thank you very much. Okay, now we have up next we've got a special award that we're going to present. I'm not going to present, but I'm going to introduce a couple of very special guests from Engineers Australia to join us. And firstly to say a few words and then announce our nominees and invite them forward as well. Would you please make welcome Gillian Chalmers and Charity Musinyani. I think, did I get... Oh, I got a round of applause. I got that right. Well done.
Thank you.
There you go.
Can you do what needs to be done?
There you go.
Are you going to come up? Good evening, everyone. My name is Cherry, and this is Jill, and we are from Engineers Australia. I'd just like to take the opportunity to thank F1 for Schools for inviting us to be part of this. It has been a very exciting experience and quite an informative experience for us from Engineers Australia. I'd also want to take the opportunity to congratulate all of you, students, parents, teachers, judges, sponsors, everybody who's been part of making this a success. I am a civil and environmental engineer myself, and I've been in the industry for over 14 years. Engineering has given me the opportunity to do that problem solving that you've heard about today, to be part of transformative projects here in Australia and in the UK. Examples include being part of the design team that is currently working on the Metro Tunnel project. Hopefully, when the button is pressed start, everybody will have a smoother travel time, and it will take out it will reduce the congestion in Melbourne, hopefully. I have been part of teams that have developed strategic plans for drought resilience in East Sussex in the UK. And now I'm planning and managing a program of works for major roads projects here in Melbourne. We hope that many students in this room are aspiring engineers. It is an incredible profession with significant impact to the community, whether it is building cars, roads, essential infrastructure, or coding the latest computer software. F1 in Schools is a great representation of the engineering career, with skills in designing, analyzing, developing, and testing, all wrapped up with a lot of problem solving and innovation. If you're an aspiring engineer, we hope that you'll make Engineers Australia your professional home for life. Yesterday, Jill and I had the privilege of interviewing 9 of the most incredible shortlisted girls, representative of teams in the competition, in order to find this year's Engineers Australia Women in STEM award winner. The individual stories we heard over the 3 hours were inspiring. They were thought-provoking. They reminded me of complex algorithms and formula that I've somehow forgotten over the last 14 years. But I had young, intelligent and inspiring young women reminded me why I've chosen this career. We heard exciting stories of breaking through challenges and barriers, of building confidence, of owning one's voice, of building community, of discovering how exciting STEM actually is. So to the sponsors, once again, thank you for creating space. To REA, thank you for creating space. To the students, teams, mentors, parents, thank you. The technical knowledge, as I've said, the commitment to successful project delivery and product delivery, the development of new skills, the hope and excitement of a future career in STEM that we heard from each and every one of these girls has really reminded me why this competition is important. The caliber of competitors was outstanding, and it made our job as judges very difficult. If I could award this Women in STEM award to every one of you that we interviewed yesterday, I would. Unfortunately, there can only be one overall winner. So we've narrowed this down to the final top 3, and we have a little gift to give to you guys. I would like to invite Lisa Goyal of Team 3 to the stage. I'd like to invite Tara Stewart of Team 11 In Motion to the stage. And Amelia Tegler of Team 30, Vivacity Racing, to the stage. Now, I know you said a few short minutes, but I'm just going to quickly do a little overview of each individual on the stage right now. Lisa demonstrated significant leadership in her role as team manager. And she showed that she was like such a critical part of the overall performance of the team. And her team is at F1 for the first time as well. She demonstrated a keen ability to problem solve, overcome significant obstacles and barriers, and lessons learned. She demonstrated incredible commitment and negotiation skills in getting sponsors on board. These are essential qualities of engineers when working on real-life projects. Not only did she display leadership in the F1 in-school projects, but to her wider community. She has showed incredible leadership at the school where very few girls participate in STEM subjects, and has the drive and skill set to champion more girls to get involved. We encourage you to continue your journey of influencing and inspiring other young women in the STEM. Tara really impressed us with her technical knowledge and use of engineering principles to problem solve. She was very articulate in describing all the technical aspects of the design, what worked, what didn't work, the process of improvement, and how to enhance the design. She showed an obvious passion for engineering and taught me a thing or two about resins, about materials, and about the teardrop theory. She's a key contributor of a high-performing car in development team category. And at the time of the interview, they were at the place. Tara, you're a great role model and have all the attributes to be a successful engineer, and if that's what you choose to do. Ensure other girls that all that technical stuff is not just for one particular gender. Okay, I'm nearly there, guys. Nearly there. Amelia. Amelia demonstrated strong leadership skills as well. She demonstrated a commitment to front-end planning and project management. She showed an enthusiasm to learn and develop new technical and management skills. She provided team support and showed a proficient understanding of each of her team members' roles and the reasons for the decisions that they made throughout the production process. This was evident in how high-performing the team was. She loves physics and taught me a thing or two about 3D printing as well. She was always at the booth when there was no other team obligations elsewhere. She showed complete commitment to the team and a key contributor to a professional booth. She demonstrated an inclusive and authentic style of leadership that deserves recognition. So, after all those few words, I'd like to announce Amelia as tonight's Engineers Australia Women in STEM award recipient. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies. Congratulations, Amelia, congratulations, girls, and to all 9 that went through the interview process as well. Okay, so we are going to continue on with the awards, and it is now down to Best Team Innovation is our next category. Firstly, in development class, and that is going to Rutherford Technology High School, Team Scorrock Racing from New South Wales. And the award for Best Team Innovation in Professional Class this year is awarded to Trinity Grammar School in Kew, and that is Team Hydron, who are unfortunately not here tonight, but well done to them. And thank you very much also to Charity. Thank you to Gillian as well, and thanks for your support and with that wonderful award as well. Would you please thank them one more time? Now, as I said earlier, we have a number of special guests here with us this year, and a great supporter of our F1 in Schools program, in particular our national finals here in Australia this year, is Dassault Systems, and we're very pleased to welcome with us the Director, 3D Experience Education's Dassault Systems in France, and he has come from France, and we are very pleased to have him here. Please, would you make welcome Thierry Chevreau.
Hi everyone. So first, to start, don't be afraid. I'm a good health, good shape. I just arrived from France and everything is okay. I'm very proud to be there because what you have done, I tried to do the same type of things in France, creating activities that motivate the next generation of engineers to be at the top level as the real one is something that is very important. So at Dassault Systèmes, we have built a dedicated team that is there to empower the student and to ensure that all together with partners like RWA and others, we are able to empower the student and we are able to prepare the next generation of engineers and the workforce of the future. Yes, maybe one secret that is going to be revealed, because I'm convinced that in the next years, in the next season, the Australian teams are going to be better and are going to frighten the teams from the other country at the global level. Why? Why? If you look at all this F1 team, they have something in common, that is hidden. They are using Dassault Systèmes solution to do the engineering, okay? And they are using our technology. The team from Australia that are going at the global level and that are very high performance, they are very often using CATIA as a tool to do the engineering, to assess the performance and so on. This technology was used for the last 20 years, and now we are deploying in the partnership with RWA the next cutting-edge generation of tools from Dassault Systèmes called 3D Experience. And we are providing to all the teams this next generation of software, but not only. If you want, as a team, to perform in the design, in the simulation of your car, to optimize the best 3D printing part, and so on, you have to know how to use the software, how to use the solution, how to collaborate all together. So we are providing also, we have developed all the video tutorials, the learning materials, and we are able to connect all of you with experts from Dassault Systèmes to help you on the technical points on your project. So this is the next challenge for the next season, and I am convinced that, as it has been said, each season the bar is higher, and next year it will be a tremendous year of competition. Yes, just to have a look.
Hello, I'm Charles.
Yeah. Please, Charles.
Hello, I'm Charles. I'm a Dassault Systems.
Charles.
Hello, I'm Charles. I'm a Dassault Systems engineer. I work here doing stuff like this, and it's awesome. Today, I've got approximately 2 minutes to tell you about our 3D Experience platform and show you how it's amazing for your 3D projects. So, let's get to the basics. What is the 3D Experience platform? Explanation. It's a platform that gives you access to a catalog of applications, or apps, like the kids say these days. These apps allow you to design, simulate, inform, and collaborate on a project. Got it? Good. Let's imagine you want to build a hoverboard. There's going to be more than one person working on your project. For example, engineer, programmer, marketer, mechanical designer. Before, you used to work like this. No more, now that you can work on a 3D Experience platform. Oh yeah, the platform looks like this. It's pretty cool. First things first, you need to create your personalized dashboard. It's your own pimped out working environment. Then you can invite your friends and colleagues to hang out. Kind of like a video game party. Here we go! Except it's for work. From there, you can finally begin your working journey using the most incredible toolbox ever created. Wow. And inside, you won't find this, or this, or this, but rather multiple apps designed to help you collaborate on the project at hand. Every job position receives their own personalized package and therefore applications. For example, if you're an engineer, like this guy, you'll find all the apps you need to virtually simulate your hoverboard. And of course you'll have access to all the necessary collaborative applications that make it feel as if you're in the same room, without having to be in the same room. To resume, you can work on your project from anywhere, on any device. Got it? Good. With the 3D Experience, everything is stored on the cloud. Not this cloud, this cloud. Which means that you can never lose anything, and anyone can access the latest version of a project at any time in total security. Which means you'll never have to listen to this sentence again. Yeah, which version is a good version? Is it master good, good final, or final master good? It also means that you can share what you want with who you want, and keep what you want to keep private, well, private. Thanks to these project management tools, each individual can share their agendas and progress. And because Dassault Systems is present in every industry,
Charles, wonderful product. Where can I sign to invest?
the 3D Experience platform is the solution you'll use for the rest of your career. So you might as well start using it now. Look at all the business opportunities it presents. Got it? Good. You want to create your own design, challenge yourself? Click on this link right here to subscribe. Right there. You just click it. Take your mouse, go over and you just tick right there. Good job. I'm proud of you. This was fun. See you guys later.
So if you see how you are organized in the teams with all the roles and so on, it matches exactly with what you can do with our latest technology. So I am convinced that next year the 3D experience will help you to be better and to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Thierry. And wonderful to have you here, and welcome once again. Thank you. Now, we will ask you to stay here because we'd love you to help and assist with our next awards that we are going to present. And we're moving on to engineering now. And firstly, to the Best Engineering CAD in Development class. And congratulations goes to Aspect Racing from Modbury High School in South Australia. Well done to Aspect Racing. And we move on now to our professional class, Best Engineering CAD. And that has been taken out this year by Team Nebula from Wesley College, Western Australia. Well done, team. Team Nebula. Now moving on to Best Engineered in Development class for this year. And the award goes to In Motion from Riverside High in Tasmania. And the award for Best Engineered in Professional class is Wesley College, Western Australia, Team Nebula. Well done to Team Nebula. Now, just a couple more while we have Thierry here with us. We'd like to now announce, firstly, in development class for the Best Manufactured Car at the F1 Schools National Finals for this year. And that award goes to In Motion from Riverside High School in Tasmania. Well done, Tassie. And our best manufactured car for this year in professional class category goes to Nebula from Wesley College in WA. Congratulations, Team Nebula. And please, once again, put your hands together and thank Thierry for being here with us. Lovely to have you as our guest here tonight. Thank you. All right, before we continue on with more awards, another very special guest I'd like to introduce to the stage now. I won't steal his thunder other than to tell you a little bit about what he's done and his role this year. Many of you will have come across this gentleman all week as a judge. We're very pleased to have him here as well. He's the former operations manager for the Red Bull Formula One team. As I said, we're very pleased to have him here. Please put your hands together and welcome Professor Richard Hopkins.
Thank you, Rick. Good evening, everybody. Some of you came across me during the week judging. Don't know if you knew I was head of operations at Red Bull at the time, but that was the case. I don't know what to say. There's been so many superlatives this evening about you guys, but wow. I've seen some amazing stuff over the years, and I've been exposed to some very special high-performing engineers and individuals. But wow, I don't know what you guys are going to go on to, but I really want to keep an eye on you and see what you're going to do, because it's going to be extraordinary. It really is. And you are the future. And whatever happens this evening, you are truly all winners. Been quite a journey for all of you, I'm sure, to get here this evening, and quite superb. Fantastic. Well done. Now, I've got some notes for this evening, but I kind of don't really need them because I'm just going to talk about me. And I know a little bit about me, but I'm going to keep them out just in case I forget, because I'm getting on in years. All right. There we go. Right. I pretty much have spent the best part of my life working in Formula One, 28 years across 4 decades of the sport, in the 80s, 90s, the noughties and the tens have seen an extraordinary amount of change in that time, and innovation and technology. My interest in Formula One started very early on in age. I think I was about 4 or 5 years old, and my earliest memory of it was when Father Christmas delivered to me a Scalextric set, slot car racing set. Disappointed to find out in later years it wasn't Father Christmas, it was indeed my parents. But I loved my Scalextric set. Interesting, because my parents never actually drove a car. We didn't own a car growing up. So how I quite got into cars and my interest in cars and the engineering behind cars, I was the one putting bits of blue tack, changing the weight distribution of the slot car and seeing how it performed. But that went on to a great interest in Formula One. And I had posters of all the drivers and the cars on the walls. And back then, back in the late 70s and 80s, not like today, where we can all watch Formula One live on television, albeit in this country it's a ridiculous hour of the day. But back then, it was just a highlights package with Murray Walker and James Hunt. Late on a Sunday night, it was a school night, but I was allowed to stay up on one condition. My father forced me to watch Monty Python, which was on afterwards. You won't know what Monty Python is. Ask your parents or your teachers. Looking at your teachers, they might need to ask their parents. Great show. When you get home, stop all your TikToking and Google Monty Python. It'll be an education. Anyway, I digress. The life of Brian. I went to my first Grand Prix. I think it was 1981. I was 10 years old. Brands Hatch. Went there with a next door neighbour of mine down in his Lancia Monte Carlo. Amazing that we managed to make it. Being a Lancia, we didn't actually make it home, but we did on the back of a recovery truck. But I was hooked as soon as I walked into the circuit. The noise of the cars, the vibration, just got you right here, the smell, everything. And I thought, this is it for me. And I watched every Grand Prix from there on in. Now, I put the British Grand Prix, somebody will probably correct me, it wasn't the British Grand Prix, it was the European Grand Prix back in 1985. First Grand Prix Nigel Mansell won, that is me. See? It is me. Wish I still had the hair. Now, at that moment in time, I was, 14 years old, probably similar ages to some of you. I viewed Formula One as just being this absolute exceptional sport and business. Something that I believed at the time was just way above my ability. I probably at the time thought being an astronaut was probably more achievable than working in Formula One. However, not long after that, at the end of 1986, I was at school and my teacher said, right, everybody's got a week's work experience. What are you all going to do? And pretty much everybody in the class was going to C&A or Waitrose or Sainsbury's equivalent of Woolworths and Coles to work there. And my dad said, well, why don't you go and work for a Formula One team? Don't be ridiculous, Dad. I can't go and do that. Well, phone one up and see what they say. So I did. I phoned up the Brabham Formula One team. This is end of 1986, and they said yes. Off I went for a week. Now, I realised I probably made a popular choice because teachers used to do spot visits throughout the week with all the pupils to check on how they were doing. I had a teacher every day. So it was obviously quite a key thing to do. Right, so, go on. Okay, Brabham. I actually must have done a reasonable job during that week because at the end of it, I phoned them up and said, thank you very much, fantastic. Could I come back and just for a day and say hello to everybody? And they said, yeah, come back next week. And about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And of course, I was disappointed. I wanted to spend the whole day there. But they said, no, 3 o'clock. So off I went, got there, and I was taken into the team manager's office. And he said, right, well, when can you start? What do you mean start? And he offered me a job there and then. I had my last exam on the Thursday at school, and I started working for a Formula One team at the age of 16 on the Monday. Pretty much what all 16-year-olds do, isn't it? So my dream had come true at that point. But as a result, I left school at 16, and to be honest with everybody in the room, I didn't do very well at school. I was slightly distracted. But this was an opportunity. This was an opportunity for me to succeed. The loose plan was that I was going to go on to college, go on to university, and then who knows. But that opportunity of tertiary education was somewhat taken away from me because I was working for a Formula One team. But I thought I wanted to make something of this, and that's pretty much been the story of all of my life, really. Trying to move on to the next thing. So I was probably a cocky little so-and-so at the age of 16 in the belief that I could do whatever I wanted to do. But that probably paid some dividends, really. And I moved through department to department to department and pretty much had what wasn't common back then in Formula One teams. I had an apprenticeship. I worked in the carbon shop, I worked in sub-assembly, the machine shop, all the different departments. And actually that served a really good purpose for what I was later to go on and do. Now the guy in the bottom left-hand corner here is a guy called Bernie Eccleston. I think Andrew mentioned his name the other day in the presentation. Now this was an amazing guy, still is, still around. Back then he was the boss of Brabham's, so he was arguably my boss. Now, back in 1988 at Brabham's didn't have an engine deal, so we didn't race. But Bernie had just bought a place called Prince's Gate in London, and it was the headquarters of Formula One for many years. And it was his personal residence. Now, we weren't racing that year, but to keep our jobs, we went to Prince's Gate daily and helped renovate what was a 9-storey building in the centre of London with a swimming pool on the top floor. Now, I'll tell you a little story about Bernie. All these stories hopefully will stay in the room. I think it's, what do they call it, Charterhouse Rules? So we're on the 7th floor. We're just laying a carpet. Bernie comes up in the lift, walks out, sees us laying the carpet, and I won't use his exact words because you guys are in the room, but he said, "This isn't the carpet I chose," or something like that. And said, "Can you please get rid of it?" So we all looked around and, well, the guy who was the project manager said, "But Bernie, we've just delivered it. We've just rolled it out. It's taken us hours to get it up onto the 7th floor. I don't care how you get rid of it. Please get rid of it." So he started rolling up the carpet. We helped. And it's like, well, what are you going to do? He saw an open window and out it went. This is Bernie Eccleston, all 5'1" of him, and a couple of us, and we threw it out the window, 7 stories up. It landed nose down in a skip, tilted, and hit the bonnet of his Mercedes-Benz. Bernie got back in the lift, off he went, way before mobile phones, but a couple of hours later, low loader came along and took his Mercedes-Benz away. Bernie didn't trust people. Whenever he was walking around, which he did every day, and he knew everybody's name, he would, on the odd occasion, put his hand in his pocket, take out his pocket, and he would drop a £20 note and continue walking. Bit of a trick to see who was going to pick it up. Anyway, that's Bernie. I spent 5 years there, but learnt a hell of a lot. Great group of individuals, but unfortunately at the end of 91, Brabham stopped racing, which was a bit of a shame. Probably, if they were still going, I'd probably still be there today. But an opportunity arose because I wanted to stay in Formula One. I'm there now. I want to keep going. And I wanted to travel the world. I wanted to be one of the guys who travelled the world and did all the pit stops and dressed like a packet of cigarettes. And that's what I went on and did. So I joined McLaren in 1992. And the first thing I did was I was on the test team and then onto the race team. But at the beginning of '92, before the season started, there was a 3-week test in Rio. Before I went, I built the what was the test car, soon to become the race car for the Brazilian Grand Prix, and that car was for Ayrton Senna. Up in the top left-hand corner there. Actually, he's in the right-hand corner there too. Now, Ayrton was an absolute idol of mine. I'd not long taken down the posters of him on my bedroom wall. And there I was in Brazil at Rio working on Ayrton's car. And he went out on the first day of the test and came into the garage. I hadn't really met him before then. He sat in the car and I did his seatbelts up. I was 21 years old. The dream is becoming surreal. And here's me belting up my hero in his race car. Now, at that point, I kind of thought, well, this is it. I've done it now. I've got it. But I wanted to keep on going and do more and more. I raced and tested with McLaren for, well, until '99. It's hard work, Formula One. It's hard work doing what you guys are doing. Back then, in the '90s, Formula One was very hard. There was no parc fermé in the way it is today, and there was no curfew where mechanics and team personnel can't work all night. We used to work 23-hour days, and some nights didn't get back to the hotel. It was tough. It was so tough, actually, in the latter part of 1999, it got so hard that I had what was then my first heart attack at the age of 28. That's how hard it was. I probably exerted myself maybe more than most because I wanted to get more out of it maybe than most. It was tough, but it was good fun too. I stopped racing at the end of '99, and another opportunity came along. Look, Formula One is very much known for the amount of money that's involved. It's very much known for the technology that's involved. But certainly back then, the business side of Formula One was pretty weak. It was all run by cigarette money, and back then there was a lot of cigarette money and not a lot of accountability for that money. Cigarette companies were happy to put lots and lots of money in, but they didn't really care what happened to it. But then cigarette sponsorship stopped in 2004, and other companies came in and they wanted to know what was happening. So we need to create some efficiencies within the business. But unfortunately for me, McLaren had been around a long, long time, very much stuck in their ways, and they weren't overly interested in change. There was another guy at McLaren at the time, a guy called Adrian Newey. I would expect most of you in the room over here have heard of Adrian Newey. We use the word genius when we talk about Adrian Newey, and that's very true. He is an absolute genius, a workaholic, but he was also struggling at McLaren at the time too, to deliver his vision. So he went to what was at the time a new team, a team called Red Bull. Now, Red Bull were formed out of the previous team called Jaguar Racing. They hadn't had a lot of success. Then a guy called Dietrich Mateschitz, who owns Red Bull, Austrian guy, bought the team. And he didn't just buy one, he was greedy. He actually bought two. He bought Toro Rosso as well, which was previously Minardi. Now, Adrian wanted to do a lot of great things. He had a way that he believed was going to revolutionise the way that we all went Formula One racing. Because pretty much it remained fairly stagnant. We all did the same thing, the underlying same approach to the sport. And we maybe didn't take enough risks. And what Adrian wanted to do was innovate to a level that no other team in Formula One had ever innovated before. But he was struggling to do that in such a young team and maybe a little bit inexperienced and a little bit out of focus. So he employed me. And I came along to Red Bull at the end of 2007. Came to a team that were motivated, but not necessarily motivated in the right way. They were very good at having a good time. They partied hard, but arguably didn't really have anything to celebrate. They had 2 trophies in the cabinet, both for 3rd place. Now, over the course of time, I managed to use all the experience I'd gained over the years, all those formative years at Brabham, sweeping the floor and making components and getting to understand how Formula One teams worked, and I put that into practice. I used all my experience to change the way that we went motor racing with Adrian. 18 months in, we won our first Grand Prix. Up until that point, it was very much about changing the culture and the focus of every single individual within the organisation. I needed to change it from an organisation where, believe it or not everybody is passionate about Formula One. But I wanted everybody, or certainly the vast majority of them, to come to work and come to work to win, to be successful, not just to come to work just to pay the mortgage. So we did. We won our first race 18 months later in China, and then we went on to win multiple world championships. But it was changing the focus and approach of all those people in the organisation and allowing them to believe they could be successful, that they could win. And we did it very well. Now, this approach that we took, the risky one, the one that other teams weren't taking, to innovate really hard, sometimes came to light and other teams started questioning what we were doing. We were being very successful, but nobody could really understand why. There's a couple of occasions, but one certainly sticks out in my mind. Now, traditionally, Formula One teams may take 6 front wings to a Grand Prix, just in case they have an accident on Friday, just in case they have another accident on Friday, maybe another on Saturday, so they don't run out of front wings. But the way we did it was we took 6 front wings to a Grand Prix, just like everybody else. But we took 3 different front wings to try out on a Friday, to develop during that race weekend, to maximise our potential. Now, I think it was Japan, maybe it was 2012, maybe it was 2013. I got a phone call Friday morning, very early hours of the morning, back in England, from a very good friend of mine, Paul Monaghan, saying, Seb's just gone off. He's damaged his front wing. Now, at the time, that was his only front wing. That was the only front wing of that specification we had in Japan. Mark Webber's was still at 35,000 feet, flying over to Japan. His was due to arrive on the Saturday morning. They wanted another one. I didn't have one. The other one was due for the following Grand Prix. So we hatched a plan. I hired a private jet to fly from Luton Airport in England over to Japan. And what we did was we had what was an incomplete front wing, put it on the plane with 3 other guys, and they finished the front wing and painted the front wing at 35,000 feet. The front wing arrived in Japan 10 minutes to spare. Seb went out and qualified, put it on pole, and won the World Championship that weekend. Private jet cost £260,000 to hire, but it was all worth it because we won. Actually, the following week I got another bill from the private jet company for another £60,000 because we had to refit the plane because now the plane was red, yellow and blue inside, and the interior was not quite what it was when it took off. 8 years at Red Bull, 4 World Championships, 50 Grand Prix wins, and the little meagre trophy cabinet on the inside of reception, which only had 2 trophies in, now looks something like this. 4 years ago, I moved out here. I married an Australian 20 years ago, and she thought it would be a good idea if we came here instead. So I gave up my world of Formula One after 25 years, very satisfied with my lot, but it was time to look at something else. So now I'm a professor. I didn't go to university. My education wasn't great, but UNSW have made me a professor of practice, and now I look after some student projects at UNSW. I'm a high-performance coach and go into organisations and try and help them be successful as well. And I'm actually also setting up my own business at the moment, which will hopefully in time, hopefully not too far off, we will start producing production cars in Australia again. Electric ones and very special ones to boot, not traditional technology in any way. So that's me. I'm Professor Richard Hopkins. I've had a life in Formula One.
Thank you very much, Richard. We will get you to stay here because we are going to present some awards. We'll move on to the awards now. We've got some big ones to come and very important ones now. And the first one is going to be the Motorsport Australia Award. And the recipient, I'm pleased to say, this year from Western Australia is Carl Mitchell from Newton Moore Senior High School. Well done, Carl. Congratulations, Carl. Well done on the award, the Motorsport Australia Award. Now we move on to the knockouts, and the knockout champions in development class, first of all, went to Saw Racing from the Gold Coast Christian College in Queensland. Come on up. Well done, Team Saw Racing. And our professional class knockout champions this year, that was taken out by Dark Matter from the Gold Coast Christian College in Queensland as well. Well done, team. Now, on to the fastest laps. And in development class, the fastest lap was taken out by Aspect Racing from Modbury High School, South Australia. Come on up, team. Congratulations. And our fastest lap in professional class was taken out by Dark Matter from Gold Coast Christian College. Well done, Dark Matter. Now, I know a lot of people took a great interest yesterday on the track, particularly in regards to the reaction times that happened over the competition. And firstly, the best reaction time in development class, and we'll say as well, this was actually the best reaction time in total. It was extraordinary, 0.136 seconds. Penrith Christian School, congratulations to Unity. Young Emmanuel had the finger on the trigger. He accepts the award. Outstanding. That was what we saw. Brilliant. How about that? 0.136 seconds. Well done. And in professional class, their best reaction time, 0.141 seconds. Dark Matter, Gold Coast Christian College in Queensland. Well done. Just a couple of more with Richard, and it's the Grand Prix race is our next award category. And in development class, this was taken out by Team Sado from Trinity Grammar School here in Kew. So well done to them. They're watching at home. We give you a wave and we congratulate you. Well done. And our Grand Prix race professional class winners, Dark Matter, Gold Coast Christian College. Well done once again to Dark Matter, and thank you to Professor Richard Hopkins as well for being with us. Well done. Take a seat, and we'll invite Professor Warren Smith now, please, to come forward once again, the Chair of Judges, of course, from University of New South Wales in Canberra, who will present our next awards.
Thanks very much, Rick. The first award that we want to announce is the Best Newcomer Award. And for a school that hasn't been involved before, finding its way to the national final and doing quite well, is Frontier Racing from Pacific Hills Christian School. Unfortunately, they're not here with us, but they will receive that award. This leads me to talking just briefly about the Chair of Judges Recognition of Achievement Awards. And in the development class, this goes to a team that I was particularly impressed with, who attempted to mathematically model the runtime of their car. They proposed a non-trivial equation. We'll have to look at how well we can validate it, but they certainly made this effort to examine the influence of a range of parameters on the performance of their car. They sought to analytically make informed evidence-based design decisions through this process. And I have to say that this has been the essence of my own research over the last 30 years, is how do we model in mathematics performance and therefore change the shape of ship hulls or the design of various materials, structures. And this award goes to, in the development class, Awaken from Blue Mountains Grammar. Congratulations, Awaken. And in the for the Chair of Judges Recognition of Achievement Award in the professional class for 2020, this award is going to a team that had a particular motto that seemed to speak to me, and it represented their journey. Their motto, climbing to full potential, is representative of the ethos of all the teams here this week, but recognising that the journey has only just begun. I know they have not made it yet, but they are well on their way, showing significant improvement from where we last met at the state final. I encourage them and all of you to be lifelong learners. We've spoken about that already. I note as an aside, the award is not to their teacher's innovation with felt contact patches to overcome non-rotating wheels on his Tron bike. The award goes to Edge Performance from Magdalen Catholic College, New South Wales. Thank you, Edge Performance. We've thanked Bosch in their absence for hosting us this last week. It's been an amazing relationship that's been developed between Bosch and REA. This is the third event we've held at Bosch, the second national final. And Bosch last year were extraordinarily generous in offering some of their own awards to teams. And they've done exactly that again this year in 2020. So we have 3 awards being presented that Bosch has been behind. The first one is the Bosch Team Branding Award. And what this award does, it's not tied directly to any of the marking and judging that we've done as an REA organised panel, but of what Bosch saw. And this team will win a set of Dremel tools and accessory. And I'm sure you will write the recipient of, well, all 3 of these awards to Bosch and thank them for their generosity to you. But the Bosch Award for Team Branding goes to Frontier Racing from Pacific Hills Christian School, New South Wales, who again, unfortunately, are unable to be with us. However, the other 2 recipients of this award, of the Bosch Awards, are here. Bosch came forward initially with a sportsmanship award, but we decided to change it towards technical excellence in discussing it with them. But I apologise to the team that's receiving the award that we haven't caught up with printing the certificate. But the award, which also attracts a prize of Dremel tools and accessories for technical excellence, goes to Velocity from St Francis Xavier's College in the ACT. Thank you, Velocity, and indeed write to Bosch and thank them for their generous award and merchandise. The third award, an interesting one, I guess, observed by the ladies that helped us and supported us and responded to every request for things in and around the Bosch establishment. The Bosch Award for Enthusiasm, where the award is a 3D printer and Dremel kit. So you're getting the whole shebang. The Bosch Award for Enthusiasm, and I'm sure they'll come up here with great enthusiasm, is Dark Matter, Gold Coast Christian College. Congratulations, Dark Matter, and thank you from the bottom of all our hearts to Bosch for their support of this competition. Thank you.
Thanks, Warren. Thank you very much. Well done to our recipients there. We're getting very close to the end. We're getting very close to revealing our place getters in the big ones. And of course, we're not 100% sure where the World Finals are going to be just yet, but we'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek on what it's like for who we're going to be announcing as our winner shortly. But right now we do have a very special presentation to make, and I'm going to invite Dr. Michael Miles to come forward and tell you a little bit about this and also to make a special presentation. Welcome Michael back.
We'd like to, the job I get to do is recognise, I'd like to recognise the teachers. Sometimes they miss out on the process, and they're the dark horses, one might say, in the race that get winners. And every year, over the last couple of years now, we've recognised a series of fellows. We've made them fellows of REA, purely based on the effort they've done as teachers, and these are the ones that we've recorded in the past. And this year we'd like to add 4 names to that list, and if I could ask them to come on stage so we can give them the certificate. So if we could call up Guy Lawson, Lorraine Ellis, Martin Bishop and Rebecca Seal. So we make them honorary fellows of REA. And before we go too further, I get really to present one award, which is the Founders Award, which I can give to anybody I like. For any reason, no one gets to question me. And this year, I'm actually going to give it to Guy Lawson. Guy's done an absolutely amazing job growing everything that happens on the Gold Coast and promoting and helping lots of other people in lots of other schools. So I'd like to recognise that guy.
Thanks very much, Michael. Congratulations, Guy. Very well deserved. All right, we're not too far away now. As you can see, this is what we've done. This is all we've got left. Gives me great pleasure. I said it's an absolute privilege to once again be here in beautiful Melbourne, to be part of and hosting the National Awards once again for the second consecutive year. And it's a great pleasure now. We're also going to present a very important award, which is the John Button Award, which we'll give you a little bit of background on very shortly. But as I said, it's a great pleasure to be here in Victoria. And I'd like to please introduce and ask you to please welcome Tim Richardson MP, the Parliamentary Secretary for the Minister for Education here in Victoria.
Thank you, everyone. Can I firstly start by acknowledging the traditional owners on the land on which we meet and pay my profound respects to elders past, present and emerging, to our wonderful students, our distinguished guests, but what an incredible array of students here who are not only setting an example here in Victoria, and we're excited to have you in the sporting capital of Australia, and I'll be a little parochial in my comments, but setting an example across Australia. And I think in Mike's comments about the generation of kids that have been, and students that have been inspired by STEM education, to hear employers up here today talking about the multitude of pathways into successful careers is truly extraordinary. And to see your smiling faces, your proud teachers, parents, and a few parents, I think, tuning in back at home, looking at some of the YouTube comments on my phone. It's really exciting as well. And can I also acknowledge my good friend, and we're in the electorate of Clarinda, Heng Ming Tak, who's with us here. It's an inspired night, and to think of some of the setbacks we had with the news of Formula One being cancelled, unfortunately, and some sad news across other sports and community events. But maybe our advertising partners, maybe media outlets across the world might tune into some of that really incredible footage. The soundtrack was incredible, but some of those racing images, they might tune in and see some inspired stuff. So tonight we have the great pleasure of presenting the Senator John Button Memorial Award, and I think I'll read out a description first. But here, not only in Victoria, we aim to be the education state, and we aim to inspire investment in STEM education and really set an example for our nation. And I want to touch on this. This is a room tonight full of excellence. Excellence in STEM education, an inspired group of students. But think of the near 1 million students over the last 2 decades or so that have been inspired, that have had access to such an incredible field. And it goes back to why REA was established in that very first instance in 1998, and how John Button, as then its first patron, really enhanced the publicity and engagement going forward. So, Rick, do you want me to read out the award and do a bit of suspense here? Is that the run program? All right, here we go. So some might be guessing this is the category is the Senator John Button Memorial Award for Excellence in STEM Education. The recipient of this award, this year's award, has STEM education excellence and is a leader in this field for the last 14 years. Not only as an educator, as a fellow Victorian, that might give it away. And I didn't have anything to do with this award, so don't hold your breath. Quick to value the benefits of a holistic project-based learning program which incorporates soft skills that are so sought after in this industry and energetically embracing it. His passion and his belief in this revolutionary program developed rapid results. His school qualified for the 2006 World Finals in England, which they won, and Australia's first World Championship. Since then, he's been a regular participant in the national finals, and in fact, he is here with 2 more teams, and he has taken 5 teams to compete on the world stage. These teams have performed well, and in 2017, the school claimed a 2nd world title, making them one of the only 2 schools in the world to achieve this feat. And I think he even had the Royals, I think, at one stage. Harry and Megan visited Melbourne and were treated to an itinerary that included meeting this educator and a chance to race against them. To teach STEM at the highest level, set the example for indeed Victoria and indeed Australia, is absolutely remarkable. So, without further ado, the winner of the Senator Button Memorial Award is Peter Clinton. Now, to see you on deck on the live stream tonight. Thank you very much, Peter. Can I also wish everyone very best in this award. It's been a pleasure to be here tonight on behalf of the Deputy Premier, James Merlino, and all the best for the future. Thanks for having us along.
Thank you very much, Tim, and thanks for having us in your beautiful city. And congratulations to our recipient, Peter Clinton. All right, all we've got left to do now is to announce our place getters and our winners. But we want to give you a bit of a sneak peek. Well, not a sneak peek because it's already been last year's World Finals, but this will sort of build the suspense, but also give you an indication as to what you can and may expect at the upcoming World Finals. This is called the End Game. It is a bit of a highlights reel to build the suspense of the 2019 World Final. Please enjoy. There we go, Abu Dhabi 2019. Certainly to my right I didn't, so I was looking very closely, panning that side of the room, and no one's eyes left the screen. A lot of inspiration there, and that's not Abu Dhabi specifically, but we're going to announce very shortly who's going to be our winners. So we're going to kick it off with our development class. So we do have a top 3 in each category. And we're going to start with 3rd place overall. Outstanding result in development class. Would you please congratulate Soar Racing from Gold Coast Christian College. Well done to Saw Racing. All right, 2 to go. Second place in our nationals for this year in Melbourne, development class, goes to In Motion from Riverside High School in Tasmania. Congratulations, Team Riverside. Fabulous results for this school. Congratulations. Now, time to announce our national champions in development class. They're going to make some noise. Team Sado from Trinity Grammar School in Kew, Victoria. Let's give them a big round of applause wherever they're watching from home. Well done, Team Sado. Congratulations. Victoria as well. There you go. All right, well done to them, which only leaves us with 3 more announcements to make, and that is professional class. Third place goes to Team Hydron from Trinity Grammar School in Kew, Victoria. Another award for them. Congratulations on a wonderful performance as we get now to our top 2. Second place, professional class. It's going to the state of Queensland, Gold Coast Christian College, Dark Matter. Congratulations to Dark Matter. Now, as we build the suspense, let me tell you, this trophy doesn't take one person. We've got 2 people here who are going to bring this trophy. It is one heck of a trophy. It is very big, it is very heavy, and it's going to go to our national champions in professional class. Loving the suspense music. Please join me and congratulate Nebula from Wesley College in Western Australia. They can't believe it. They are the national champions. Goodness gracious me, we nearly had an accident as well. Now these boys, they don't weigh very much, I don't think, but the trophy maybe weighs more than them. Let's hear it for them. Team Nebula. Thank you very much. Well, we'll get a quick photo. Careful, don't drop it on your toes, for goodness sake. Righto, let's come in here. Riley, team manager, you're in a bit of shock, aren't you?
Oh yeah, it's been one hell of a journey. From Tassie 2 years ago, 11th out of 12 in development class, to today. Man, just unreal, unreal.
What do you put the turnaround? As I said, 11th 2 years ago in development class. You're now national champions in professional class. Talk us through where this has come from and who would you like to thank and put this down to helping the 4 of you?
Well, so obviously all our sponsors for getting us all the money to get here. Yeah, so we got Australian Mines, our platinum sponsor, another platinum sponsor, the Department of Industry, and then all of our resource sponsors and other level sponsors too.
Let's go down here and meet some of our other team, because it's a big team effort here. Now, we caught up with you a fair bit with the real fast finger there in the reaction as well. What does this mean to you? Because it's a huge journey, and there's a lot of time and effort that goes not just in school hours. The majority, you've obviously got to learn other things at school as well. This is a whole long process.
Yeah, we've learnt many things over the competition, and we're really happy it's shown in the result that all the time and effort we've put in this competition.
Certainly is. And all right, you're the design engineer, RF. Tell us about that. You've obviously done a very good job, but it is a team effort. But talk us through your reaction and how you feel about this.
Unbelievable. First year I didn't even make it to nationals. and to be here, it's amazing.
Now, Ruben, manufacturing side is for you. You're still shaking your head.
Don't know how we did it. It's amazing.
Coming into this, what were your expectations? We spoke a lot about learning and the whole journey, but what were you thinking of this, or was there more to it than this? Is this a continuing journey of education?
Well, 3 seasons I've done it. Ever since the first national finals, I've just wanted to get to the world finals. Missed out last year. These 3 went, so I missed out on that. And yeah, this year I've just put 100% in, make sure I get there, and here I am.
Here you are indeed, Ruben. Congratulations. Give all your family and friends and school friends a big wave as well, because no doubt there's plenty of them watching over in Western Australia. But let's hear it one more time for Team Nebula from Wesley College. So good luck with getting that in your luggage on the flight back to Western Australia. Just a little bit of excess baggage there. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, and to all our wonderful students, judges and family that are here, that wraps up another F1 in Schools national final for 2020. Extraordinary few days here in Melbourne. It's been said by everybody, but amazing talent that we've got here in the room. And what is great to see that it is every state represented, and also now we're looking to go into the Northern Territory, which is absolutely fantastic. But thank you to all our wonderful sponsors, our judges in particular, to Michael, to Deb and to Tony and the whole team for everything that they've done and continue to do, not only with the Nationals, but in supporting all the schools and all the states around Australia as well. It is an incredible job that they do, and you can see just how good Australia is. And now we've got some wonderful champions that are going to do our country very, very proud when we get to the next World Finals, when we look to dismantle the UK, Andrew. Thank you very much to everyone again. We are going to have a little bit of time. We're going to get you to go to my left, because we're going to have a bit of time to have some food and drinks and enjoy each other's company. So go and celebrate what's been a wonderful few days. Thank you.